Alrighty guys, welcome to yet another episode of my Let's Play of the full version of the crew, and in this episode we're going to be doing quite an interesting car. It is the Circuit Spec version of the classic Charger RT, and it actually comes with a little stripe on the little racing stripe, so which is kind of cool. This is actually the second car that does that. The Camaro SS Circuit Spec also came with that little white stripe when you bought it, and it still has pop-up headlights, which is awesome. That's really cool that they have it. Those side-mounted exhausts, though, those are wicked cool. I'm not going to do anything special with this thing. I'm just going to put a simple vinyl onto it, and then I'm going to do matte gray paint for the roof and hood, which will make it look cool. I mean, just look at that wing, though, by the way. That wing looks awesome. Decided not to do anything with the interior, but look at that. That looks so cool. It's so cool. It's got a full roll cage inside. I actually have some rims that I'll put onto this car later. But first, let's modify the performance of this thing and max it out. I know I'm doing the cheap alternative of getting parts for this car, but for the sake of this video, I don't really want to grind for. I do not really want to grind for parts and have you wait for the content to come out. I mean, this content is kind of delayed because I was a little busy and I didn't have time to narrate the videos, but now I actually have a bit of time to narrate them. And so yeah. And basically done tuning this thing now. Racing slicks, yo. And yeah, there it is. It's got a lot of little tiny details onto it, like it's got little warning placards on it that tell you where the tow hooks or whatever tow hooks are at and stuff. And it's got some subwoofers in the back. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea what those are actually. If you guys know what those little circular things on the back of the car near the rear, in front of the spoiler are, then let me know. I would like to know what those quote-unquote subwoofers are. That's what Black Panther actually said. He said that there were subwoofers, but he said he was actually kidding about it. And I'm gonna go with those wheels because they look cool. Interior didn't do anything. Yeah, I actually just changed it, and I didn't want to bother having you guys wait for me to test drive it. And so yeah, this thing is pretty darn cool. It's actually, the subwoofers are there actually to improve the sound of the engine. But nah, I'm just kidding. This thing actually sounds a beast. It sounds just like it does stock, but it sounds really fast because the engine revs really fast. And overall, I love this car. This actually, when I first did this, I drove it in full assistance. But then when I was actually testing these cars in missions and stuff, I used sport mode. And surprisingly, most of these cars are actually held up well to the sports steering settings. This one's especially held up the best because it's a weighty car. This car has quite a bit of mass to it. Quite a bit of weight to it, so it'll handle pretty darn well. It's extremely flat in the corners, especially using sports steering, which has the traction control off, which you'll see right now as soon as I launch up this faction mission thing. So here we are. We're doing point of no return with this thing, and you can see the Steam FPS thing in the top left corner. I have that there for the sake of you guys, so that you know that this game's running at 60 FPS on my end. And so yeah, as you can see, this car is extremely planted, and it doesn't really get affected much by crashing into objects. Well, then again, in this patch they actually reduced the effects from hitting breakable objects. But yeah, this thing is so planted. Even when using the NOS, it's just planted. It literally feels like this thing has more downforce than the hand of God. But yeah, that's actually from Shift 2. There was a Scion TC that was just designed for racing, and in Shift 2 there was a special Scion that was designed for racing, and it had what the person said. I forgot his name. I don't remember who he was, but he basically said his car has more downforce than the hand of God. So yeah, that's basically what this thing is. It feels like it. But yeah, dang, look at them subwoofers back there. Obviously, I'm kidding, guys. I know they're not subwoofers. I'm just kidding. But the BMW, I remember the BMW M3 CSL 3.0 actually has those little subwoofer things on. I'm just gonna call them subwoofers for the sake of this, because I don't know exactly what they're called. You're probably gonna be yelling at me in the comments right now saying, "Oh, they're this, they're this, they're that, they're that, they're that." Calm down, guys. You don't have to yell at me. Okay, I don't really know what they are, and I never bothered to check because it would probably take like a couple of days of searching to find out what they are. But I could just simply ask you what those are in this video, and you will respond to me, guys. That way, if you guys know a lot about these race cars. But like I said, the 3.0 CSL, the BMW 3.0 CSL in Need for Speed World also had something similar to that in front of the wing, and this car reminds me a lot of the CSL, the 3.0 CSL, and I love that thing. It's a pretty cool car. It's the 3.0 CSL is actually nicknamed Batmobile, just as the way it's shaped. It looks really cool, and this thing is pretty cool as well, especially in purple. I'm not ashamed that I own a purple car in this game, because it looks cool. Honestly, it looks really cool. It's just cool. And it's unique. It's a unique color that not a lot of people will have, except for High-Train. High-Train is actually the first one to do that to his Charger. He had a purple Charger in TDU2, and I actually don't play TDU2 anymore because I have problems with it freezing my computer when I play it, so yeah, I can't play it anymore. And here is where I actually kind of look off my screen, and that happens. I penetrate a traffic car, let's just say. And so yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, give the video a like and stuff, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.